Okay, Lights Out, Chapter 29, Part 3, and it's going to be a shorty. There's 3 queued up loading, and it's not good. Okay. So, Mark lost it. That was it. He lost it. The emotional train had overtaken him. All he could do now was hope it would let him off before too long. His whole body shuddered as he sobbed. Abby reached over the seat and patted him on the shoulder. He could hear them all telling him it would be okay. What did they know? Had they ever killed anyone? He didn't want their sympathy, and he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve to live any more than the man he had shot deserved to die. Was the man he shot a bad man? Maybe. Maybe all they wanted to do was scare him. Maybe not. Maybe he was a bad man. But who was he to decide the fate of another human being? Now he was a bad man, a killer, a murderer. He was the bad man now. He didn't deserve to live with these fine people. God, he had to stop crying. He looked like a fool. But trying to stop it only made it go faster. The runaway train had its own schedule, and Mark wasn't in control. He hated it. He hated what he had done. He hated what they had turned him into. He hated them. He hated himself. He cried for hours, for days, for weeks maybe, but finally, when he no longer had the strength to try to stop the emotion train, it slowed and let him off. He looked out the window. They were passing the church. 5 more minutes and they would be home. No one spoke. When they pulled up to the house, Mark just got out of the truck and went into the house. He went to his bedroom and closed the door behind him. A few minutes later, there was a soft knock on the door. He didn't answer. Jess stuck her head into the room. Mark, can I get you anything? Just leave me the hell alone, he thought, but the words didn't come out. He had no will to say them. He just stared at her. Who was she? How could she love him? How did he even deserve to be loved? She pulled her head out and closed the door behind her. He just sat on the edge of the bed. His mind taunted him. He had no idea how much time passed. He was completely withdrawn into himself. He could hear people talking outside, but he couldn't make out what they were saying, even if he'd wanted to. Eventually, he vaguely made out Gunny's voice. That's bullshit, George. Somebody else can watch the damn gardens for a day. Someone needs to go with the women, and you're the only one who can do it. I got to teach the guards, and Jimbo and the karate man's supposed to be in class too. Abby told me that a lot of folks were waiting for the water to come back on before they came to the store. So if you go early, you'll probably be back by mid-morning. Now surely it'll be all right for a couple hours without you there. Okay, Gunny, I'll go. But you tell them we're leaving early. I want to be back when they test out the Jeep. Mark barely recognized George's voice. After that, all he could make out were mumbles. Later, there was a loud knock on the door. Karate man, it's Gunny. I'm coming in. Door opened. You ready to talk? Mark shook his head. Gunny came in and closed the door behind him. Good. You can listen then. Mark just looked at the old man. He didn't want to listen. He just wanted to be by himself. I know how you feel. I've been there, and I talked to lots of guys who've been there too. There's 2 things you're going to have to get over. One is the guilt. I can help you some with that. It'll never completely go away, but it'll get easier to live with. The other is feeling sorry for yourself. Damned old fart, leave me alone, he thought as he stared at the old man. Gunny continued. If those guys you shot had been trying to kill Jess, Sam, or David, would you have any doubts about whether or not you did the right thing then? No. Well, they was trying to kill your family. In fact, they was trying to kill all of us here in Silver Hills. How's that? If they killed you, who's going to look after your family? If you're no longer around to provide for and protect them, wouldn't that put their lives in danger? I guess so. I don't guess so. I know so. And like it or not, you're a leader in this community. If you get killed, our chances of making it go down. Maybe not that much, but maybe your being here is what makes a difference for all of these people. You made a difference for that dentist and his son today. You think on that for a while. Okay, Gunny, I will. The feeling sorry for yourself is something you're going to have to work through for yourself. I know that what you're thinking, it's not fair. Why did I have to be put in this situation? Who's going to want to be around me now? Well, life ain't fair. You were put into this situation because you could handle it, and your family and your friends love you. When you decide that you've wallowed in your self-pity for long enough, Kick yourself in the ass and get back to work. We got a lot to do around here. And while you deserve a little time to work through this, we ain't got much to give you. Thanks, Gunny. I'll be out in a minute.